Okay, and welcome to Facebook Live with Pinhole Quilting. It's just gone 3. It's a Friday afternoon. I'm hoping that the men cutting the grass don't come again, like they did last week. And it's very warm in here, and I've had to close the door. So I've got a fan gently wafting a nice breeze. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you're staying cool, not too cool, a perfect temperature. But yeah, maybe a little bit too warm for a bit of hand quilting and under a thick wool quilt. Anyway, welcome to Pinhole Quilting. I'm Liz. My husband Pete is behind the camera. He's just moving that lovely fan. But don't you think it's a bit close? Isn't it going to make a noise? No, I'm sure. I'm fine then. He's just moved it. Thank you. Yeah, so it's been a beautiful week, and we were lucky, very lucky, to be out and about this week. But has meant that actually since last week's Facebook Live, we've hardly been here. So hence, lots of things in plan haven't quite been completed yet. There's lots to do for Festival of Quilts and lots to do just generally. We had a lovely week though. We saw lots of our customers. We were doing servicing down in the southeast and in London on the way back. It's been really good to see people. Big shout out to Claire at the Little Shop of Fabrics, not so little. I think she should just call it Ginormous Shop of Fabrics. She does a great job there, has people come along and sit and sew, lots of classes, huge range of fabrics, both for patchwork and quilting, for dressmaking, knitting, crocheting, lots of things that you might be interested in. So do go and visit Claire. She has 2 of our lovely Amaras with Pro Stitcher. And what she does is she teaches people how to use the Pro Stitcher, and then they can finish their own quilts. So it's a great service, a great opportunity. And if you fancy going to see Claire, Little Shop of Fabrics, or you can get Claire to finish your quilt for you. So some of the other people we saw, it was lovely to see Liz and to see Jane, who's done some beautiful things, and also see John over in Kent, and doing some lovely work and doing lots of quilting for loads of people. So, and for himself as well. Great job. And finally, we saw Fern in London. So that was really nice. Hadn't met Fern before. And seeing some beautiful quilts too. The standard of finishing of our customers' quilts is definitely very, very high. And I'm always impressed when I go and see quilts hanging in their beautiful homes and stuff, and what they're sharing with their friends and family. It's quite inspiring. So, with that in mind, it's Father's Day coming up. I don't know whether anybody's gifting a quilt to their father, but I'll be visiting mine and maybe taking something for him as well. I'm hoping to be able to fit something in. We're due a little bit of rain tomorrow, so it's in the plan. If I can't do anything in the garden, or if I can't do anything on my bike, I will be quilting for myself to give to my pups. So what we've got here today is, I thought it would be very useful when people get a machine, they come here, we do a demonstration, all that kind of stuff. It's quite often the case that they go, well, what else do I need to get? So I thought I'd go through some of the things you might wish to purchase, but you don't have to. So sometimes when people come on the foundation workshop and we go through what else there is, it's a great opportunity to test things out and see what you really want. But I thought I'd show you just in case. Okay, Pete, have we got anybody there? Anybody here?
We have, yes.
Okay.
We've got, I'll say hello to a few people. Going
Yep.
from the bottom up, latest comment, Jo in Wiltshire, who's going to be getting her machine,
Yes.
her new machine very soon.
Very exciting. Yep, the room's all ready. Carpet's down, or the floor's down. I think the floor's down. So I will be coming along with a beautiful sit-down capri and doing the installation on that with Jo. So looking forward to that, Jo. We'll go through some things, make sure you're comfortable with using the machine, and give you a heads up on how to use it. So great.
There's also Maggie in Wiltshire saying it's very warm. It seems to be warm all over the country.
It's very warm here.
Louise Cox, hi Louise.
Hi Louise.
Christine up in Cumbria.
Oh yes, Christine. Hello.
Christine needs some rain, I think.
Yes, quite a lot of people need rain. I think, those people down in Kent, that we drove through hail, didn't we, on the way there? And it was so defined where it was. I mean, the M25, the outside lane at one point, you could not drive in. There was so much flash flooding. It took us hours, didn't it? Hours and hours and hours to get down there. M40 first, hailstones the size of peas.
And
Okay, who else?
Anne in Alberta, who we didn't meet last year because unfortunately she couldn't come to Stuart's event.
Oh.
Carol up in Durham.
Yep. Hello, Carol.
Judy in Saskatchewan.
Judy in Saskatchewan. Hello, Judy.
Karen in Anglesey, and
hello, Karen.
Mags is in the States as well, I think.
Okay, great.
Good.
Hello to everybody. Hello to anybody who's lurking there and hasn't put their name up. We just welcome you all, and whether you're watching this live or on Facebook or later or on YouTube later, welcome to our session where we're going to go through some of the accessories you can get for your machine. I've got the Moxie here. I have the Moxie. Straightforward, lovely machine, absolutely super. Really love it. Really, really love it. When we first got the Moxie, we kind of went, what's it going to be like? What's it going to be like? Very, very good pricing on it. First long arm, absolutely lovely, and it has exceeded our expectations without a doubt. So I've got this here to demonstrate on. What I'm going to do is just run through, like if you were to get a machine, literally with the Moxie, you get this like fabric. I've just loaded a new piece of fabric on here. This is what you get when you get your machine. Piece of backing fabric, piece of wadding, your quilt top, and I'll be doing I'm posting a video of how I did this, but basically loading the quilt frame. And the loft frame is a super quilt frame because you can quilt up to 100 inches wide on this when you have the 2-foot extension. So that goes up to 10 foot, 8 foot is the standard. You don't get the back table as standard. That's if you have the quilting from the back kit. So these are the kind of things that you need to know. But you get everything to be able to go straight from scratch. Bobbin, loaded with loads of lovely thread. You get a bobbin winder so you can wind your own bobbin. I showed how to do that a few weeks ago on Facebook Live. And what I wanted to go through with you then is you've got your machine, but you think, actually, what else can I do? What else can I do with it? Well, you can do ruler work for starters. Some examples of ruler work. Rulers, what do they give us? Rulers give us structure. They give us the ability to stitch in the ditch, to do lovely borders, to finish off our quilt, maybe put the binding on. Lots and lots of different things. So depending on the type of ruler you've got, and I've got some examples here. I mean, you could do this kind of work where we've got, borders or sashing, grid work. So these could be fills. This is all done using the Versatool and the mini scallop. Just 2 rulers did all of those different designs. That was done by Abigail. Did a nice job on that. And then that shows the fills as well at the bottom. Okay, so same thing. No fill, just a little bit of ribbon candy, and then a little bit of stippling and dense fill, and no fill at all. Shows the different things you can do. And
Louise says, adore my Moxie.
Adore my Moxie.
And Pina says, it's a beautiful machine.
Yay!
And both Louise and Pina have added Pro Stitcher Lite as well. But today we're just looking at the free motion machine.
Yeah, they have, which is fantastic. And that's something you can do. You can start with the Moxie, add Pro Stitcher Lite. Pro Stitcher Lite, it'll be Pro Stitcher Connect. You'll be able to download the latest version of Pro Stitcher Connect. But I wouldn't do it right away. There's no rush on it. I'd wait until it's been out there for a little while. Let everybody else test it. So this one is done with the mini oval and the Versatool. Here we go. So rulers give us structure. How do we do rulers? We do rulers with 1/4 inch thick acrylic rulers are suitable for your long arm. And, I just leant on that. Let me just check. Nope. That would be just perfect for me to knock that off. So 1/4 inch thick acrylic rulers like these are suitable for your long arm machine. And they quite often have markings on. So we normally use them with the markings at the bottom. And we also quite often put the handy grip on, which is this sort of sandpapery sort of stuff, so that it holds the ruler onto the fabric when you're using it. We also need a ruler base. Oh, let me just tell you a little bit more about these 5 rulers. So you've got things like parts of circles. These are very handy. I love the slice because it's really easy to manipulate. And you've got straight line and you've got curves. This one is really nice for the stem of feathers. And it has a nice echo that you can move it to. This one obviously it's a circle. You need to cut your thread in order to get into the inside. So inside is 4 inches, outside is 7. This one, you can actually put your foot, you can lift your foot, I think it is. Yeah, we could have the thread still connected and be able to get into the center, and you get a little star as well as the lovely little flower. This one has got little ears on it, so you can see the little ears. That shows you where you stitched, and it helps you align for stitching things in the ditch in particular. This is the mini scallop, one of my favorites. So there's the scallop bit, and here's your ears. They're marked, because it's 1/4 inch away from the center of the needle to the edge of the foot. They're actually marked here. That first dash line is actually marked 1/2 inch, because by the time you're stitching it, it is a 1/2 inch. I hope that makes sense.
So some of those rulers are no longer available. The mini scallop is, and the slice is, and the starflower is, but Handi Quilter are in the process of changing their range of rulers, but we will be adding more rulers soon. We will. As soon as we've got a little bit of time, we'll be adding more rulers. So what you have to do as well, we need the Surefoot. The Surefoot is a superfoot. And the nice thing is about the Surefoot, it's deeper. The deeper profile of the Surefoot enables us to have a nice consistent bit of pressure against the edge of the foot with the ruler. And it's a guide. It's the key thing with this is about balance. It's a guide that enables you to create straight lines or circles, arcs, etc. So I'm just going to change the foot here. The foot is changed with an Allen key, and you can either do it on the edge like that, or it's on a spring. This thing's on a spring, the foot's on a spring. So if I was doing this for myself, I'd have my head where the camera is. So it goes up like that, and then tighten the Allen key. Hello to Annette, who says the mini scallop is her favourite ruler.
Ah, you see, you and me both, Annette. I knew we had more in common than just the shimmying. Okay. Now, the other thing that we really need is a ruler base. Each of the different sizes of machines has a different size of ruler base to fit. So this has got 15 marked on it.
For the 15-inch Moxie.
Yeah. And when you get the ruler base, you also get these little lugs. And the lugs are what connects with the ruler base. So you lay it over the top, on top of the 2 at the front and 2 at the back, and then push it back securely until it locks in place. And then we're going to bring this back over here. Now, I haven't done my securing lines down the side, so I'm going to do that first, and I'll show you how we use one of the rulers. If we want to use the ruler, we can do that. We could also use the channel lock, which is also something you get with the machine. Okay, so I'm going to leave that down in the down position. If you wanted to use the channel lock, what you can do, instead of going side to side, you want to stop it doing side to side, so you can put a channel lock on the wheel like that.
So that's on the carriage wheel. It's stopping the carriage from going side to side.
That's it.
So the machine will only go forwards and backwards.
Yeah. And then I'll take that off. Don't forget to take it off. Something I regularly do. I forget to take it off. Right, let's just do a little bit of free motion quilting. Just have a bit of fun. And then, here's the first one I'm going to demonstrate. This is the mini scallop then. You okay?
Yes.
How's the cameraman doing?
It's fine. It's the clamp suddenly came undone.
So, settings for this, I would suggest something like 11 stitches per inch in cruise, which when you're on the Moxie, you press the minus and the plus together, and then select the setting, put it onto C. And then the cruise setting, I would have 50 or 75. So once we've selected that, we can go back using the needle up, needle down. I'm just going to now move the machine back. The pressure that you put down on here is not like this. It's spider, stop it shifting, and then press start, and it's a guide. It is a guide. When you get to the end of what you want to stitch, you're going to move up, you see,
And then this is where the little ears are very handy, because you can lay the etched line on the stitched line, and then you know it's going to be straight. And then we can come back along. And then I can put that against that line. And then like that. So that gives me 1/4 inch. I'm going to take these pins off.
Let me come this side.
Okay.
It'd be easier to see your stitched lines, I think,
Yeah.
from this side.
And generally we're working, if you're right-handed, you're generally working from left to right, so that your ruler can lay on top of the stitching that you've just done. Right, and I'll just stitch up there a bit. There we go. And then I'm going to put this on the etch line of the 1/2 inch. Just move back and back a bit.
So those lines on the rulers are really useful.
Yeah, absolutely. So if I put that on there.
Liz is aligning the marker lines on the ruler with what she's already stitched, and now that will make sure that everything is parallel.
So I've got two things I can use here. I've got the little ear with the etch line that you can see more clearly when it's away from the thread. If I put that against the thread line I've just sewn, and then this sits on, it sits on this line here. Yeah, that's it. I've moved it over. That dash line there sits on this line, and then my etch line of the ear sits on this line, and so therefore I can keep it nice and straight. Pretty straight. I'm happy with that. Okay. So we can use these nice smaller rulers to manipulate and go around things. And if we want to do, let's do the flower. Should we do the flower? Be nice.
So we had a question in the week actually from somebody who was wondering what the best straight ruler might be for her. And there are some straightforward straight rulers, but actually that mini scallop is very good, because that straight edge with the ears gives you a decent length straight ruler. I think it's about 8 inches in total, as well as giving the option of the scallop.
Okay, here's a few things on kind of keeping the ruler in the right place. When you get to this sort of point, if your hand is here and your body position is like straight in front of the frame, angle your body so that you can find it more easy to come around the side and then finish this bit off here. Oops, I stopped. And then when you get to here, you can do this. And then back to the top. There we go.
Nice.
If I wanted to do the inside, I can either cut my thread. Oh, actually, one other thing I'll show you while I'm here is if I want to do lots of just like filler, this is why I've kind of put it here. I want to do lots of parallel lines. If you've got it on this bit, it's got the rough bit. But if I just wanted to do loads of very straightforward filler lines.
So Liz has turned the ruler the other way up so that the handy grip doesn't grab the fabric, and it makes it easier for her to just manually move the ruler a little bit at a time. For small sections, this works really well.
So you can see what this does is it just creates a bit of contrast to the bit that I've done with the flower, which I want to stand proud and have as a highlight for the quilting. So, you know, quilting is all about relief and density. And so we just keep going.
So Tricia, you're absolutely right. The mini scallop ruler is very good, not only for beginners, but also a go-to for the more experienced quilter.
And so there you go. I love doing this. And you could vary it. You could like have some, you could have it so that it gets gradually more. You could do that by eye. There we go. Or just keep it consistent the whole way through.
So let's just have a look at that.
scissors. There's 2 pairs over here. Right.
That's very effective fill.
Yeah. It really makes this puff up a lot more. And then...
Always such great teaching, said somebody. I didn't spot who said it, but...
Huh. That's nice, isn't it?
There we are.
Isn't that nice? What a lovely people. I'll pay you later. So in these spaces that we've created, we can do filler. Oh, don't do that. I'm right on the edge here.
This is doing some ribbon candy up the side.
Yeah. So it just enables you to kind of create spaces that you can then fill in different ways. Angle it. Whoop, that was a bit messy at the end. Sorry about that. Pete's so much better at ribbon candy, and every time I do it, I think I'm going to get better. I will get better. So there we go. That's some ruler work with some. Definitely needs a bit more practice.
Do you want to just go through using one of those internal rulers, Liz, just to show how you get the foot inside the ruler?
Yes. Shall I do this flower first?
Yes.
Because that one is the. So this one, we can just put that underneath. There. And then. Oops. And you might think, because it's got rounded edges, that it would just be rounded, but of course it isn't. I think I slipped at the beginning. How about that? And then you can pull it out. I think even with the needle down. No, you have to
needle up. Needle up.
Yeah, it was close. There we go. So then you could. I'm just going to do the circle. So with the circle, we do have to finish it off on this particular circle. There is no option except to finish off. So, oh, should we do? There's another one where actually with that one, you could angle it. I think, could you?
Yeah, you take it with the needle up. You can
angle it.
Do it from the...
Yeah, so with the needle up and the foot up and the thread not in place, instead of lifting the foot...
If you do it from the front, you'll be able to see it on the camera.
Yep. So lift this up.
There's a place on at the top of the foot where this just slips on and off easily. Look, like that, and then drops down into the middle. Yep. And that's the same for all of these internal rulers that have got that type of slot.
It always reminds me of like a Christmas cracker party trick, that one. Like, how do you get that into the middle? This is how you do it. Like that.
So it has to be in line with the foot. If Liz turns that through 90 degrees, it doesn't come off in that direction. Right, there we are.
And then underneath this, and then I can do circles.
Of course, circles are difficult to do on a free motion basis, anything larger than a very small circle, unless you have a pro stitcher or a circle ruler.
Oh, run out of bobbin thread. Brilliant. How did I manage that?
Oh, look. That was magic stitching.
Yeah. How did I do that? Let me just check. Maybe the bobbin thread broke. Oh, it's the very end. Very, very end. It's all caught up. You're cute. That was dead. Right, whenever you change your bobbin, you need to test it. It's a little bit tight. Just a reminder, oil and clean. Clean and oil. Just going to test that. That's fine. So I would do some test stitching to make sure that my... Pete's just given me a whole new bobbin case, but I did still need to check it. And you would do some test stitching on the side. Let's just move that up. Yeah, that was magic stitching, wasn't it? It was great. So what had happened was, it was a pre-filled bobbin, but in essence, yeah, there's nothing there.
So
in essence, it was the very end of the bobbin, and it sort of got caught up amongst itself.
So it was Patricia in New York who said, "Oh, it's such great teaching." There we are. Thank you, Patricia.
Oh, Patricia, you are lovely.
And hi, Graham. You're one of the many people who we're a little behind on emails to, Graham. So apologies for that.
Yeah.
When we do so much travelling around, it's very difficult to keep up with everything.
Yeah.
We will be back to you as soon as we can.
We will. So I'm just going to secure my stitches, and then I've got 11 stitches per inch, 50 SPM. I'm in cruise or continuous. And go straight over the bit I did before. Oh, it looks like it's a bit loose. Right, let's just pull some thread. Pull some thread there. Just go up. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what the stitching will be like on the back actually. You would have done a thread test. I can tell it's not great. And you would adjust it accordingly. Yeah, kind of
Doesn't seem too
in
bad.
that bit. Yeah.
That's the new bit.
It's the new bit. Okay. So then what do shapes like circles give us? Shapes like circles give us opportunity. The opportunity to do other lovely things.
I think Liz is going feathers here.
I am going feathers.
And she sees
but
a
I'm going to
circle.
change. I instantly think of the lovely Laurie Ting there. And I'm going to go up in size on this stitches per inch. Yeah, actually, I tell you what though.
But the outer circle.
It's not.
Oh, you still got a problem with the bobbin here.
Yeah. I need to check my bobbin. Do you want to just check on any messages, Pete? Are there any messages? Well, I just check on the bobbin. I don't
Graham
think it's.
it's just acknowledging the comment that we'll get back in touch as soon as possible.
Yeah. Sorry, Graham. Yeah, I'm going to
So
check.
who else we got? We got Rachel. Hi, Rachel in North Wales. And Sue in sunny Oxfordshire. It's sunny all over the country today.
It's beautiful out
temperature
there.
here, I think most of the country today is like 27 Celsius, which is about 80 degrees Fahrenheit for those of you who prefer Fahrenheit, which is a good temperature for an English summer's day.
Okay, so as I'm doing free motion stuff as a result of finishing my circle, I need that unpicker I used last week.
Oh, raining in North Wales.
No.
Rachel, just a small amount of rain.
Okay.
Oh, and hello, Amber. Amber.
Hello. It was good to catch up with you as we made our way around the delights of the M25 yesterday. And we're home. We're finally home, and we're glad you're finally home. I'm sure the kids are too. It was very funny. Okay, so now I can see what I'm doing. So here's another foot that we can use on our machines. Another accessory that you might like. It's not necessarily something that everybody gets into when they first get the machine, but the visibility on here is fantastic. And if you're doing something like free motion embroidery, then it's really excellent. So I'm just going to check out. That's better.
Okay.
What I did was, because I wasn't happy with the stitching, just to talk through what I just did while we were talking about Amber. Amber's from Handi Quilter, by the way, in case people don't know Amber. You'll meet her at Festival Quilts if you come to our stand. So what I did was, I wasn't happy, not happy. Something, I think, because I just changed the bobbin, something wasn't quite right with the bobbin. So what I did was I took it out. I'll show you what I did. On this one, it had a cardboard side. I removed the cardboard side. I just looked at the bobbin, made sure nothing was weird about it. It's pre-wound. And then I checked that the spring was in place. When we did servicing earlier this week, we found
several
customers who'd put their backlash spring in incorrectly, and yet they were still able to stitch, but not always. So the backlash spring should not be fouling this area of your bobbin case. And the other thing to make sure is that it's wound the right way. It's being dispensed the right way. Literally to the right hand side, and then we do our drop test. It should just flow like that, and I can put it in back in there and test it. Always test it. Test, don't guess. I do want to just get rid of that. It's annoying me, but I haven't got my unpicker. It's only a... Right. Don't look at this.
Shall I look at you instead?
Yeah.
The back of your head.
Back of my head. Okay, I'm nearly there. I could have done with the unpicker. It's brilliant. You see how much longer it took than if I'd had my unpicker? That's actually quite a useful demo. Next time I have to unpick something, I should compare and contrast. So I've said it's 12 stitches per inch. So the microfoot is another accessory that's lovely, because this, when we first got it, we thought they'd broken it. But actually, it just gives you the pressure on the quilt fabric from the foot, but it gives you all the visibility you need in order to do small work.
So the purpose of the foot, of every foot, fundamentally, its first purpose is to hold the fabric still at the exact moment that the thread is being formed down in the bobbin case.
Yeah.
So the microfoot just needs a tiny surface area in contact with the fabric to do that. And it gives you absolutely optimum visibility.
It does. Right, with feathers you do tend to warm up, she says.
You could have done an outer guideline as well, of course.
Oh, I could have done. Yeah.
With the outer ruler section.
Oh yeah. What I should have done, everybody, is done an outer section. I'll do this again. I'll do the inner. Now I'm just starting to get my eye in now. It does take a little bit of practice. I haven't been quilting all day. Oh, I didn't realise where I was. Keep standing where I want to stand. So
I realised when I stood in for Liz a few weeks ago how tricky it is to stand to the side of the machine and do the stitching.
It's really, really hard. Look.
Because I'm in the way.
There we go. And then in the inner.
It's looking very effective already.
And then I would change it to manual, and I would do all my filler. And then that gets rid of some of those horrible bits where I made a mistake. But magically, they will disappear. And it will look brilliant.
So again, the microfoot is really good for this fill work, which I see that Patricia has mentioned herself. The microfoot works really well for tiny fills.
Oops. Let's just curve that round. Etc. Fill it with a bit more over here. I do like a little figure of 8. Probably slow down nearer the edges if I was doing this for something important. But what I find interesting, you know, I missed so many on the outside, but when it came to the inside, I missed that one. But actually a lot more of them are accurate, because you do need to warm up. It's like anything. Practice, practice, practice. So anyway, there we go. That's rulers and microfoot. So those are some options that you can go for when you've got your machine, or before you've got your machine. Have a think about those, whether those are kind of accessories that might interest you. But otherwise, when you come on a foundation workshop, we'll be teaching this kind of thing, and you can have fun and use our rulers to get practiced. The things that we're going to do on next session, which isn't today, but we will be doing it in the future, is accessories for your frame. And there are a few accessories for the frame, such as the extra hand wheel, but we'll do it in a separate proper session when I've got all the bits out. And also quilting from the back. Quilting from the back, very, very useful, particularly when you're starting out. And anybody who finds it more easy to follow a line with the laser light, if you come to our showroom and I will give you a demonstration, then you can find out if it suits you. So that's it, I think, unless you've got any other questions, Pete, or anything to add?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, well, I think we're done here. We're done.
Classes.
Oh, classes. Yeah, we're launching the actual sign-ups for the classes, and the booking for the classes is next Wednesday at 6 p.m. So I need to get everything up online, and there's a few more things, I's to dot, crosses to T, and we will be getting it up online. What I was planning on doing was getting it live perhaps on Monday, and then you can sign up for the email to be notified when it goes live.
And these are the classes for?
Oh, these are the classes for Linda in October. So this is Pro Stitcher and Pro Stitcher Designer, and Carolyn's Landscape class, and Stuart Hillard's showroom demo in November. November, is it? No, can't remember. When is it?
Can't
Stuart,
remember.
when is it?
I'll see it when you post it.
Yeah, I did a save the date, didn't I? Can't remember now, sorry. Yeah, that's it then. I think we're there. Okay, it's very hot in here. I'm blaming that on the brain fag and the fact that we've just spent 4 days traveling around doing servicing all over the place. Lovely though it was to see everybody. We find it quite tiring, don't we, Pete? Yeah, it's quite hard. So we are looking forward to seeing everybody at Festival Quilts. Make sure you get onto that. We'll be there demonstrating our machines, our lovely Handi Quilter machines. Amber will be there as well, so come and say hi to Amber. Amber's great fun. She was very good. She came over from Malvern Quilt Show, so some of you will have seen her there. We enjoy working with Amber. So thank you very much, everybody. Have a lovely weekend. Enjoy what's left of this lovely warm heat wave. Apparently it's a heat wave. And I hope whoever needs rain, that you get plenty. So in the meantime, happy quilting and goodbye.